Nervously tapping on my black Adidas trainers, I blocked out the surrounding noise by blasting Bruno Mars at full volume through my white earphones. This was my first time flying alone, a 14-hour flight across the continent to Las Vegas, where my mother was marrying a wealthy man named Christian Boyce. Jealousy lingered thick in my chest at the thought of sharing her with a new family, two step-siblings I knew nothing about. Upon landing at McCarran International Airport, I spotted a placard printed with my name, Ava Lancelot. A blond man in his late 40s pulled me into an unexpected hug. "Ava, you're finally here. Everyone is so excited to see you," he exclaimed, taking hold of my purple suitcase and leading me to a gray Audi convertible. "Are you okay with low cars?" he asked. "I think so," I responded slowly for the first time. "Good, because Lilith isn't. She's my little one." He smiled as we merged onto the motorway. I stared wide-eyed at the glittering Las Vegas skyline stretching before us. "This is astounding," he said, catching my awestruck gaze. He pulled into the driveway of a massive two-story mansion. "This is your house?" I asked, stunned. "Our house," he corrected me with a small smile. Inside, my mum rushed over and wrapped me in a crushing warm embrace. "I've missed you," she whispered, squeezing tight until I coughed. "Okay, Mum. I can't breathe," I murmured. Christian chuckled softly from beside us. "Lilith and Leigh?" he asked her. "Lilith's in the backyard. Leigh went out with Tyron and Arlen," she replied weakly. Christian huffed in annoyance. Upset Leigh had skipped welcoming me home. Within 10 seconds, a tall brunette girl bounded over and pulled me into another hug. "Hey Ava, welcome home," Lilith grinned, her forest-bright eyes crinkling. "Ava, you're officially the youngest," Christian winked. Before I could stop myself, the question slipped out. "Were you adopted?" Everyone burst into warm laughter. Lilith twirled a strand of her brown hair and explained that she and Leigh took after their mother, while Christian was fair and blonde. She led me upstairs to my new bedroom, lined with soft white decor and opera mauve accents, my favorite shade of purple. "Leigh helped pick the color scheme for you," she told me, hanging my London clothes in the walk-in closet. The next morning, I brewed tea in the enormous kitchen when the front door slammed shut. A tall boy with messy chestnut hair and glowing green eyes stepped inside, chest heaving from his walk. This had to be Leigh. "Hey," I finally broke the long, awkward silence. "Yeah," his voice was deep, husky, distinctly American. "I'm Ava." "I suppose you're Leigh," I muttered. "Won't your tea get cold?" he smirked, his gaze fixed steadily on me. Before I could ask why he'd missed our family dinner the night before, he turned and vanished, leaving me alone with my steaming mug. That Saturday evening, Lilith drove her white Range Rover to show me the Las Vegas Strip. We passed miniature replicas of the Eiffel Tower and New York skyline, glowing neon lights stretching endlessly. "Vegas looks like this every day," she laughed as my jaw hung open. "You have to be 21 to step inside casinos, though. I've got a fake ID, but we can ask Brandon to forge one for you later," she said as we wandered Fremont Street beneath glowing light canopies over the pedestrian road. At a nearby steakhouse, she filled me in on Leigh, 17, brilliant, wildly popular at school, though he'd broken up with his first girlfriend Haley over summer break. Monday morning arrived, my first day at Summerlin's mixed high school. Lilith's friends greeted me with crude casual nicknames, and my classmates immediately dubbed me Mother Superior, mocking my background at an all-girls Catholic boarding school. During modern literature class, I confidently answered the teacher's question on literary characteristics, only for a girl to snort out loud. Indeed, the Mother Superior is definitely omniscient. The whole classroom erupted in laughter. Mrs. Murphy quickly shot the teasing girl down, but my cheeks burned hot with embarrassment. Mid-lesson, a familiar deep polite voice cut through the chatter. "Excuse me, can I please give these to Ava?" I looked up to see Leigh standing beside my desk, wearing a fitted brown leather jacket that made his green eyes shine bright. He held out a tiny purple thermos flask filled with my preferred English tea. "Your tea. See you later." He smiled faintly and walked away, leaving every single student frozen and staring straight at me. My new quiet friend Evie leaned over, voice trembling with shock. "You know Leigh boy?" At lunch, Suri bombarded me with silly questions about British food, mentioning spotted dick and bangers and mash. I choked on my tea mid-laugh, gasping for air. In an instant, Leigh appeared beside our cafeteria table, knelt down, and held a water bottle to my lips to steady me. The entire room fell dead silent, all eyes glued to our pair. He pulled a crisp white napkin from his trouser pocket and pressed it into my palm. "English people consume more tea per capita than anyone else in the world," he smiled, lightly tousling Lilith's hair before walking off with his group of friends. Before I could tuck the napkin safely away, Embry snatched it out of my grasp, holding it tight to her chest. A sharp twinge of upset twisted inside me at the loss of the soft-scented cloth Leigh had given me. After the final bell rang, I found Leigh waiting for me in the school parking lot beside a rare blue-tinted Bugatti Chiron. "Get in," he politely commanded. I slid into the passenger seat, heart fluttering as he glanced over at me repeatedly while driving home. "Thank you for the tea. It was delicious," I said quietly. "Was I right about the tea fact earlier?" he asked, a soft lazy smile tugging at his lips. My gaze drifted to a second folded white napkin resting on the center console. "Can I have it?" Embry took the first one, I blurted out without thinking. Our fingers brushed lightly as he handed it over, a warm electric shiver running up my arms. I clutched the napkin tight in my hands for the entire drive back to our mansion. "I hope someday you'll be able to share every detail about your day with your stepbrother," he said once we pulled into the driveway, his green eyes soft and unguarded. "I hope the same," I whispered, stepping out of the car with Leigh's white napkin pressed safely against my chest.